Hey guys, so today I'm doing a little bit of a recap of things that have been happening on the internet. So, social media, if you guys want to follow me on there, it's, I guess, a fun time. Second channel, that is a fun time. Subscribe, there's a lot of things happening over there. If you're into beauty, but more chilled out beauty, then that's what's happening over there. And yeah, let's get into it. So, I recently was sent a clip of a video. Well, no, I was sent a link to a video which was on the Sakoni Jodies channel. Now, if you guys don't know who Sakoni Jodies is, they're a family channel who used to be very close friends with Zoella and Alfie. That's kind of how I found them, but I never watched their videos because I feel like even from a young age, I knew that family channels were a bit weird and a little bit like exploitative of their kids. So I just never felt comfortable watching those channels and I always felt weird. I was like, I don't really care about these people. I feel like the only family channel that I ever watched was Roman Atwood, but that was for a little bit and then I kind of stopped because it was a bit weird. I don't know, I just always felt weird. It just never interested me. And then when I grew up, I realized that not only did it not interest me, it also just made me uncomfortable. So I just never really... But the Sakoni Jodies have been called out for many things. Now, I have a whole folder of Sakoni Jodies stuff. And if you guys want me to come out with a family, like an updated, because I remember I did a family channel video right at the start of my YouTube career. If you guys want me to do like an updated one or maybe like different family channels, and Sakoni Jodies are definitely one of them because the stuff that I found on them, ugh, yikes. Anyway, and then also I found I did a lot of research into like laws around children working, and it's just a very interesting sector of the internet. Interesting in a bad sense. Like, it's not good interesting, it's kind of just like, yikes, interesting. Like, why are people not protecting these kids, you know? But I have like a whole folder of stuff that the Sakoni Jodies have done. But you guys can find that stuff yourself as well. There is just a lot that you guys could read through. But anyway, there was a situation where I didn't really mention it in a video, I just spoke about it on Twitter, where the dad was filming the mum, and she was like, oh, I hate drama channels. And then this was like when people were supposed to be quarantining, and a lot of drama channels were talking about people, aka like celebrities and influencers, going out partying and then promoting that to their young audience. And then she had the audacity to say, oh, well, it's none of their business what people do, they're not affecting you. Something along those lines, just paraphrasing here. It does affect us. I don't know if you know how a virus works. I get it, you've been doing YouTube for a while, it's probably, that's your main focus, you're not really researching other things. But if you just read up on how viruses are spread, they are spread from person to person. So someone going out or having 300 people parties affects the rest of us, because that is literally the reason why this got as big as it is, because people didn't follow social distancing guidelines. And then for people to promote that to their young audience and make them think that it's also okay, yeah, that affects all of us. I hate calling people idiots. I really do. I feel like it's mean, it's condescending, and it's none of my business, where someone's intellectual level is at. But are you an idiot? How are you a parent if this is your mindset? So this is how I imagine like anti-vaxxers talk. Like, this is why I imagine anti-vaxxers talk like, oh, well, if I don't vaccinate my child, it doesn't affect you. Why do you care? Like, isn't that just the same stuff? It affects us because we could get it. And then recently, I'll send yet another link where they're sitting in a car. Bear in mind, sitting in a Ferrari, having the audacity to say that we're money hungry when they're literally exploiting their children for views. And when I say exploiting, I genuinely mean that. In the sense of definitely putting their children in uncomfortable situations for views. The amount of times that, when I say I did research, the amount of times that those children got injured on vlog, like falling over, or like the guy would keep on filming the kids even when they were getting injured. So it was like, at that point, any reasonable parent would put down the camera to try and like help their kid up. No, the kids would just fall over and he just smile for the camera. There was this clip of the daughter on the treadmill, and she was like on the treadmill backwards, and then it was on, and then she fell over. She could have got her finger stuck in the treadmill, and he just kept on filming her. There was clips of her falling down on a dog, like continuously, where the dog would be climbing up a slide and she would keep on going down the slide in welly boots, and it was like a small dog, and he just at no point decided to stop the daughter. He just kept on filming the vlog, and there were just things that I don't agree with. So for you to sit in a Ferrari that you got from filming your children without their consent, and the consent thing also confuses people, and it's the research I did where, like, for example, this kind of is probably going to go into the video that I film on family channels, but I'm just going to kind of hint at it here. When you're an actor or a model, or you do any of those like entertainment industries, in your contract, if you're below the age of 18, in your contract it will say that a certain percentage of the money that you make from that show will have to go into a trust fund that your parents have no access to. the money isn't theirs, it's yours. On YouTube, there is no such law. I did a lot of research into the law. I'm not going to get into it here because then I'd just be repeating myself if I filmed that other video. But there is a law in America that covers essentially all like of those entertainment things. But because here, you're not employed, like the child isn't employed by a director for a movie or a production company. They're essentially just kids of parents who have their own companies. There is no law that says, oh, you have to put X amount of money into a trust fund for them. So if the parents want to do that and they want to put money into a trust fund, they can, but they don't have to, which then kind of to me is like, oh, well, you built a career off of your kids that didn't necessarily want to be in the vlogs and are put into uncomfortable situations for the vlogs, but there is no law telling you that you have to compensate them for that. It's exploitative. So they have the nerve to say all of that. And then she just bangs on for minutes out of this vlog saying, oh, I hate drama channels. All drama channels are awful. All drama channels are this. And I'm like, you know what? Us talking about things like people selling health and safety hazards, aka like giving a voice to customers who would otherwise just be completely ignored by these influencers, bringing awareness to scams on the internet. There are drama channels, you know, who speak about more serious situations, which then deserve even more publicity, talking about, you know, people's really problematic behavior, you know, just stuff like that. Isn't us being somehow awful people, because without this, people are getting away with crazy things. Like before drama channels were a thing, people were getting away with the craziest stuff. Like doing the same stuff they're doing now, but just they were getting away with it before because no one was there to bring it up. And if it was just a few comments, it didn't really matter. But like when there's an actual drama channel bringing it up, then it actually brings awareness to that thing. Anyway, she's super mad about it, even though, no offense, but like, I don't know if they were at their peak a while ago, and I don't know how long drama channels have been around, but I don't remember since at least creating my channel or even before then when I started watching drama channels, I don't remember anyone talking about them. And it's definitely not because they haven't been problematic, because they have. It's simply because they're not pulling the views anymore that would then kind of like, no one really hears of them anymore. I feel like people don't, when I tweeted that thing about Sakoni Jodies, everyone was like, who? So clearly there's no one that is like watching through their vlogs to catch the problematic stuff, so people aren't talking about them. And also she says drama channels when in reality she means gossip forums or gossip blogs. We are not the same. People that have drama channels don't attend those blogs. Like we don't go on those forums. I promise you that. Any channel over a few 100,000 subs is not on that forum. Any of those forums in reality. We have drama channels where we express our opinions and then we log off and go on netflix.com. So I feel like, because I haven't seen any drama videos on them in reality, like I haven't really seen any. And if I have, there are literally like a handful of like 1,000 views each, right? Doesn't count. We're talking about like cancelling. Like she was talking about like this big cancelling. But then I did see a lot of blog posts about them when I was doing my research. So I think she thinks that drama channels and those gossip forums are the same thing when they're not. I'm telling you now, we're not on there. We're here. Anyway, so she's banging on about drama channels. And then her husband this whole time is being super understanding towards drama channels. This is the first time where I looked at him and I was like, yeah, you're not the worst. You've done some shit, but you're not the worst. He was just like, look, they're kind of important to hold people accountable. Like he essentially said that. He was like, they're kind of important to hold people accountable for the stuff that they've done. She's like, no, they're hateful. Why would you ever bring attention to it? He's like, well, yeah, because people do. You would want to bring attention to it because when people do negative things that affect their fans, you would want someone to defend you on that. And she was like, no, it's hateful. I was like, she's so narrow-minded. She's in this like tunnel of like thoughts. She can't get out of it. She can't seem to like open her mind up to different content than exploiting children. Then he brings up the example of Philip DeFranco and she's like, oh, he is not a drama channel. He is a news channel. The thing is, Philip DeFranco is neither here nor there. He isn't a news channel, but he also isn't a drama channel in a sense. He definitely speaks, if you look at it, he speaks a lot about internet drama, but then he'll sprinkle in a few real world stories to make it look less drama-y. And I'm not saying that in a bad way to Phil's videos. I watch his videos literally daily. I was super excited when I was on like 50k subs and he followed me on Twitter. That was like peak highlight of YouTube career. But what I mean is he does drama content, but then he'll sprinkle in real world stories to bring in a different audience and kind of like not have a completely drama audience and not have a complete news audience. He kind of swings both ways, which is super smart. But he does talk about drama. Like during Dramageddon, like all of Dramageddons, he was making content, putting their faces in the thumbnails, putting their names in the title. Like he was covering most of the big drama that was happening. TanaCon, he was covering that. By Sister, like everything. He covered all of it. So like, what is the difference between him and us? is because he then also switches quickly to politics. Like, should I just have like one politics story in my video just to not be a pesky drama channel? Like, is that what it is? So he was like, her husband literally said, he was like, Philip DeFranco is a drama channel. And she's like, no, but he's never said anything wrong about anyone. Are we watching the same Philip DeFranco? Because I've seen that man pop off sometimes. Like, I've seen him get sassy with people. So I don't think we're talking about the same guy. I think she's confused. I think she was like, Philip DeFranco, I don't know. Because I've seen him pop off on people when he thought they were doing something wrong. TanaCon, he snapped during the parties. Like, the thing that we're talking about, that you criticized us for talking about, he spoke about it as well, and he went a lot more hard on them than we did. So I think there's this weird hypocrisy where it's like, oh, an older man is filming these videos, perfectly fine. A young woman is talking about these things, oh, petty drama. Like, there is this weird disconnect there, which I don't agree with, and yeah, this was a long story. That was really fun. James Charles has now passed Shane Dawson in subs. That's really fun. And also, I think Shane Dawson is back on the internet, kind of. He's been liking a few, Instagram posts, but also if you go on his social blade, he's been unfollowing a bunch of people since Dramageddon 3 has started. Like, he's been unfollowing a bunch of accounts, like 20 to 30 accounts a day sometimes. So he's clearly doing like a bit of a clear out. To like come back on the internet. I don't know. But anyway, I'm wondering what he would come back with. Because what would be the right video to come back with, if anything? Like, I don't think there's any video that would be the right thing to come back with, but what would he have to do to make a comeback somehow? Is it possible for him to make a comeback? Or is he just forever going to be, like, screwed by this? And he can just kind of accept it and just keep on posting videos? Or is he going to quit? I don't know. Like, what's going to happen here? This is crazy. Next, Patrick Star recently reviewed Selena Gomez's new beauty line called Rare Beauty, which people have been asking me to review it on my second channel, and I am here to once again announce, because I feel like whenever I mention it, it's not like everyone will see that announcement. Rare Beauty doesn't deliver to outside of the outside of America. They only sell on Sephora and on the American website, where you can't deliver to the UK, and we don't have a Sephora. So there is just no way for me to get Rare Beauty unless I would have someone like send it to me, but I don't really know anyone in America that would be able to like buy it and send it to me. So we're not getting a video on Rare Beauty because I don't have it and I can't get it. But Patrick Star reviewed Selena Gomez's new line, and it didn't go over too well. His like to dislike ratio is pretty rough, and there are a few people that left comments under the video because I watched the whole video and it gave me a bit of an icky feeling. So when he was reviewing the line, he would make a criticism of Selena Gomez's line and then quickly plug his own makeup line as like a comparison. So he was like, oh, this eyeliner is a felt tip and it's kind of thick and whatever. And he was like, unlike my one, which is actually thinner and it's more flimsy and it's actually more black than the Selena one. The Selena one looks more faded, and I guess like that's okay if that's what you want, but like my one, I made sure to go to the lab to get a super black ink. And then it just seemed like whenever he made a criticism of Selena's line, he then followed that up with, oh, but my product is really good, except for he's only got 4 products. He's got, no, 5, 6. He's got the liquid eyeshadows, the eyeshadow palette, but she doesn't have any eyeshadow stuff, so that's irrelevant. He's got an eyeliner, and then he's got the like makeup removers, but that's it. So like he could only really compare the eyeliner, but he still somehow managed to like throw his brand into the mix every so often. And also because we know Patrick Star is super like full glam, matte, like powdered, not this, whatever, like this looks like I just left the gym. That's fine. I would usually powder before I'd start filming, but you know what? I'm kind of okay with it. I look healthy, you know? Like I've got some life to me. We know that he's super into like the baking, the powder, the matte. This line is clearly not for him, and I had the same feelings when, you know, like Glossier had its peak. They're still big, but like, you know, when Glossier first like came out and it was like everyone was making videos on Glossier and they were getting like hundreds of thousands of views, you could see where someone was actually giving it like a fair shot because they read the description of the product and they were like, oh, sheer skin tint, you know, they were like, oh, okay, this is supposed to be like sheer makeup. And there would be people that are used to like full glam putting the makeup on and going, oh my god, this like didn't cover anything, even though in the description of the product it says skin tint, perfecting tint. And it's the same with more like Western YouTubers reviewing K-beauty products, because Korean beauty is super like natural, ombre, flared out, like, you know, like it's faded and natural and more just like enhancing what's already there. Whenever it seems like a lot of YouTubers from like America whenever they tested K-beauty. It was like, oh, well, this is like super like, it's not really got much pigment to it. And it's like, well, that's kind of how it's supposed to be. So I think Selena Gomez is falling into the same category as like Glossier, Korean brands, that kind of a thing, where it's not supposed to be super full coverage, matte. And she doesn't even have a powder that she's saying. She's just selling this like blotting thing that you can use to touch up during the day. She's got like liquid everything, liquid blush, highlight. You know, it's all supposed to be super natural. So I don't think that was something that he maybe should have. If he knew that he was going to be this biased negatively, because he knows kind of, you know, everyone knows what kind of makeup style they really like. And if there is a makeup style that you really don't like, you're obviously not going to give it a fair shot. So maybe this was something that he should have just kind of skipped out on. But I guess because he saw that it was a new brand, it was getting the attention, the hype, it was getting the views, his YouTube brain was like, oh, you have to film a video on this because like business wise it's a very good move. However, when you know that there is a bias that you can't switch off, you know, it starts to create issues. So why did my hand just go so crazy? There were some comments. Patrick, I really think this review wasn't made at all good. One, if you're going to review products, you should do some more digging. For example, the balls on top are for people that struggle with arthritis or anxiety that have a problem to open it up. Now, he also commented on the packaging, how, you know, it's got that like ball on top. He was like, well, it's like I couldn't really, like, if I saw this in a shop, I wouldn't really be able to tell like what brand this is. This isn't super like specific or unique to Selena Gomez. He was like, oh, this kind of looks like these different brands. But people are saying that that ball packaging is to help people open the products better. It's never actually been, I don't think it's been confirmed. I haven't seen Selena say that anywhere. However, it does make sense that that kind of packaging is easier to open for people that struggle to open products. And I've heard that because of some medical conditions that Selena has gone through, she struggles to open things because of shaky hands. So that would make sense that she would make that, even if it wasn't like a conscious decision. Subconsciously she probably was like, oh, this packaging is easier for me to open, which is really good, because then it involves, I feel like when you go through some hardships, you then start to think about other people going through those hardships, and it makes you a much better like product/content creator, if that makes sense. Anyway, it's a really important fact to know about these products, and you didn't even mention it. Also, you didn't mention the products are eco-friendly, cruelty-free, vegan, and that the donations that get to $100,000 over 10 years are going to help people that struggle with their mental health. 2, after seeing the video, I think that you weren't very honest, and you literally used the video to compare the sizes, prices to your products. You were comparing everything like a competition. I think that you could have done a better review, just my opinion. And also, people then pointed out that in the collab between Nicki and Selena, which I did watch, she said that to her, beauty isn't competition. So for him to then come out with this video, that was clearly him competing with Selena. Then there's another comment saying, people need to start reviewing this brand with the idea that it's a natural look. We get it. You guys put 10 pounds of makeup on your face, but this brand is all about natural beauty, so you can't compare it to your full coverage foundation. This is what I meant. Why does this video sound like you found an opportunity to flaunt and advertise your own products rather than just review hers? Lol, you sound kind of shady. It's not about competition. She is all about mental health, and her packaging considered people with arthritis, lupus, flared up. You glossed over good, sweet details for advertising of your own stuff. Do your thing, I guess. The caps of the lipsticks are also loose and easy to open, so everything is catered for people with shaky and weak hands. The whole collection was made with people with arthritis in mind. The sponge is so soft because it's easier to wring out than a super dense one when your hands are really in pain and sensitive. Just FYI, because I think a lot of people don't realise that. I just wish people would first read about the product. Like she said, it's about embracing flaws. It's not a full coverage like it says. I don't understand why he is comparing it to a full coverage product when this is obviously on the more natural side. Why make a review of Rare Beauty when all you're going to do is compare and talk about your products? Majority of the comments just seemed shady. I feel like a lot of people reviewing Selena's lines are not reviewing the products for what they are. She's not advertising a full coverage look, so obviously it's not what you're going to get. Full coverage is what you prefer. That's not what we are here for. We want to know if the products do what they are described as. That's it. And that was the tea with that. Now on to the last story of the day, which is Tana Mongeau. Tana Mongeau posted a apology video. As of right now, the like to dislike ratio is absolutely awful, and she also lost at least 10,000 subs. Considering, you know, how much drama she's been in since she last posted on YouTube, and how her past apologies used to do view-wise, she's not doing great on it. I think it's like one of her worst viewed videos in a while. And you guys have seen the apology. You guys have your opinions. First of all, she's reading off a script 100%. I don't think she wrote the script. She recently has found an accountability guy. It's not like, she advertised it as if it was like a therapist, but it's a guy who deals with like accountability for celebrities. He does like PR stuff. So I'm sure he wrote that, or at least like helped her write it, or proofread it and then slightly changed it. It doesn't sound anything like her. She's saying things that she knows people kind of want to hear, but because of the way she's saying it like that. Like she's saying it so aggressively, but also like she's reading right off a script, and she's leaving like cuts between. Now, another thing I noticed, and then I saw someone tweet about it, is For the last like 3 months, we've all been like, hey, where's this apology video? Where's the apology video? Where is the apology video? And she was like, it's uploading. And we were all joking about how her Wi-Fi is like the worst Wi-Fi in the world. And then she was like, oh my God, it's in the process of uploading, I promise. She uploaded this video, and you could think that this is the video that she's been planning and uploading all this time. However, the clothes, hair, and makeup is the same as the OnlyFans TikTok where she was shading Bella Thorne. And that was recent, right? So she filmed this apology video recently. So what was she uploading a few weeks ago? Because it sure as hell wasn't this, because she just filmed this. So that's another lie to add. She could have at least done her makeup differently. Like, done her makeup in and then not taken any pictures that she could post on Instagram. Keemstar posted a video on Twitter basically saying like, hey, you're pandering, you're saying things that you think your audience wants to see because you feel like you're a celebrity now, and you're doing what celebrities are doing instead of doing what Tana Mongeau would normally do, which is just tell people to f off. And he was like, well, you should have just told Nessa and Carlin to f off, because that's clearly what you wanted to tell them, and that's what you should have said in the video, because otherwise it's disingenuous. And then she goes and says this is actually such amazing advice, and you're 100% right. The way I'm talking in the video is nothing like the way I talk in my regular life. I was just scared of sounding upset or emotional or crying, so I cut that all out. The thing is, her makeup wasn't like ruined at all in between all the cuts, so like she wasn't crying, she wasn't distressed, she looked fine. I don't want people to think that I was being emotional or sad for attention. I am sad, I was sad off camera, over it every single day. I just wanted to get straight to the facts. But you definitely make a lot of valid points, which is why, like I said in my video, I'll be making a follow-up video responding to what people have to say. So Nessa and Carlin have now spoken out and said that she hasn't still DM'd them privately or spoken to them privately. So this is all that they're getting. This is the explanation that they're getting. And she said she was going to call him, and then she never did. That was before this apology came out. And she's actually deleted their comments on her apology. So they posted comments basically just saying like, this is not enough for us. And then she deleted those comments, and then they posted more comments saying, hey, why did you delete our comments? So yeah, that was that video. It was a mess. It's not what we wanted. She made it sound like she was making all these multiple videos about the situation, when in reality she was partying and then left it till last minute and filmed it literally the other day and thought that was going to be enough. And then she didn't actually write any of the stuff that she said. I'm pretty sure someone else wrote that for her, because she's never used half of those words in her life before, or at least not on video. Oh, also Jeffree Star has now spoken out about the palette situation. So his palettes are completely, you know, messed up. There's hairs, hard pan, breaking up, no pigment. And he said that only a small percentage of all the palettes are like this, and he's looking into it. Doesn't that sound exactly like what Jaclyn Hill said about the lipsticks? A small percentage. Not many people are having these issues. Why is it on 2 stars on both Beauty Bay and Beautylish then? Weird, if you ask me. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every time something happens. Social media links, second channel links, and anything else in description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.